X, when I met you a couple months ago, I was on campus, and I've lived in Maryland my whole life, but I've never been on campus. I've been around Navy. I've been to Navy football games, but I've never understood what it was like to not only walk that campus, but see what you guys go through on a daily basis, right? And it made me have a whole new respect for Navy football players, right? Walk through a day. Like, what is a typical day for you during season, right? And how you kind of handle that. Walk through a day from the moment you get up to the moment you go back to bed.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that because I don't think people, like to take that stuff into account. When we have to play the competition we play, and it's not to make excuses. It's just the facts. We chose this. We understood what we were getting into. But let me think. Football season. Let me dial it back. So let me just think of like a regular Monday, Tuesday, whatever it is. So, wake up. So academies have classes like high school, so it's periods 1 through 8. So first period started at 7:55. Every day. So whether you gotta, if you want to try to go get breakfast, you're up at 6:45. It's formation at 7:15. Got to line up outside your doors. Boom. You're up, kind of scram to go get breakfast real quick, trying to get what you can get. And the food's not great, I'll be honest. Got to make sure your room's tidied up for the day. So if anyone goes in there, doesn't don't cause a problem on your hands to deal with later. But boom, now it's 7:30, grabbing breakfast real quick with the guys. Everyone's mad and tired and eating terrible breakfast food, and then we go over to class. Sometimes hopefully you have a couple of free periods in there, but they stack us with credit, so you're really not chilling at all. Maybe you get one day where you have a lighter day, but we always had periods 1 through 6, so that goes 7:55 to 8:55, all the way until 11:45. Once 11:45 hits, there's a break, and that's lunchtime. It goes from 11:45 to 1:30. Next class starts at 1:30. So that's when they take us and they say, you got 15 minutes to go eat lunch, and we got to go watch film or lift or whatever day it is. Sometimes my first 3 years, we did film at lunch and lifted right before or after practice. And now this past year we did lunchtime, so at 11:45 to 1:30 time, it'd be 15, 20 minutes to eat, and we got to go run over and lift. And then once you lift is over, you get dressed back in uniform in the locker, and you head to the next 2 periods of class, 5th and 6th period. That ends around 3:20 if you have a 6th period, 5th period probably around 2:30. Then you're off to practice. You go, and this past year we would do film right before. So boom, we get there, film at 3:30, 3:45, hop up there, head out to practice. Practice would start around 4:15, around there. 2-hour practice, 6:15. At that point, you're in there. Now you're showering. Didn't even eat dinner yet. It's already about around 6:45, 7 o'clock. And we go eat team dinner. At this place at Chesapeake Room. We'd go eat, 7:30, 8 o'clock by the time you're done, and now you have 5, 6 classes you got to study for. Screw the studying. We didn't even do homework yet. Now you got to complete your homework, study for exams, you know what I mean? And there's no bedtime curfew, but you're up again the next morning at the same time. So, that's the adjustment stuff that people got to understand when you're a plebe and you're a freshman and you want to go hang out with your buddies after practice. That's good, but you're not going to bed until 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. And if you can operate like that, then sure, you can operate like that. But
Yeah.
It takes, it takes sacrifice. There's not a lot of hanging out during the week and whatnot. And the food we get is not great. We don't get a lot of time to eat, and we don't get specialized nutrition plans necessarily. And but that's what a lot of people don't take into consideration when they think of the academies and they lost this. Here they are, they're 5-1 again this year against never beat Notre Dame. It's like there's a lot that we're fighting against. It's not an excuse, but it's just the facts of it. So
it's different, man. Sure, it's different, but it's all for the best. It makes you better.
No doubt.
So those were some of the disadvantages you talk about on the field. What are some of the advantages once you finish up at the Naval Academy? If you can touch on some of those.
Just the connections and the alumni. It's so tight. The Naval Academy degree, along with all the other service academy degrees, they hold so much weight. When people see Naval Academy There's just a different type of, response and respect that you get from the room when you walk in it. I mean, I'm making officer pay going to coach football right now, down in Newport, up in Newport, Rhode Island, you know what I mean? And I got guys already. As soon as we graduate, we get put in this huge networking group chat, Facebook chat and everything. And you get, matched with people on this special, Naval Academy website and preferences and whatnot. You get mentors, and it's just the amount of people you meet, and the platform that you get started on after you leave compared to the rest of your peers. I got so many good friends that are now just graduating, back home. And I'm like, what are you doing now? And he's like, I'm searching for a job. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have to worry about that. I'm set for the next 5 and some if I want it. And then boom, if I want to get out, after I'm going Marine ground, I'm planning on doing ground supply. So that's kind of, overlooking the entire unit and supplies and the money and making sure the whole unit flows right. Kind of like a coach to a team, right? It's your unit, and their success is a direct reflection of your job and how you're doing. So Fortune 5 companies and big businesses, and they want you to recruit you to be their CEO. You can lead a Marine unit, make sure that they're up to par. Like, sure, come work for us. So that's kind of like what the Naval Academy has done, and that's probably my 17, 18-year-old self that wanted to go to UNC and be a star athlete and party, but didn't recognize. But now that I went through here and did this, I mean, that's what's lined up for me. So I'm excited about that.